It is time for Shakespeare's Coffee Break. With me, your friendly neighborhood Shakespeare. It's the best part of your morning. That's just a scientific fact. Everyone knows that. I mean, I know that. I'm here. I believe in science, and I believe in you. And so because I believe in all of those things, this is the best show in the world. Obviously, I mean, is Al Roker streaming from his house on an iPhone, hooked up to a Mac that has occasional working issues and relatively crappy internet? No. And that's the show's. I'm not even sure what I'm doing. You know what? Let's start again. I'm going to pretend none of that happened. I'm just going to start the show again. None of us were here for that. All right, here we go. It's time for Shakespeare's Coffee Break with me, your friendly neighborhood Shakespeare. Oh my goodness, I'm your friendly neighborhood Shakespeare. I'm on my coffee break. Let's have a nice noisy slurp right now. Oh, that's just good internet audio. I don't care who you are. What do you think of the set? I've made it better. Yeah, I mean, look at this. I have artwork. I've got all sorts of things going on. There's some Mickeys, some hidden Mickeys too, and it's a great time. Today, we have a fantastic show for you. We have some of the leadership team of the New Jersey Renaissance Faire here with me. We've got TJ Miller in the house. We've got Melissa L.E. Baker. We've got Andy Pritikin. And it's going to be a fantastic time. So stick around. We're going to be talking about how to run a Renaissance festival in the time of COVID. Let's bring in all the guests right now. I got the Jersey Muppet Arms. Oh my God.
You have a beautiful set there, Shakespeare.
That is a great set.
I have to say.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have set
you.
envy.
You have set envy. Yeah, but you've got that sweet office behind you and a really nice looking, is that a printer or a mini fridge? I can't tell.
A printer. And by the way, this is as close as I get to the beach of late.
I do love those paintings behind you. They're always
yeah. So, yeah. Let's make Andy big so we can all admire his beach.
Beach windows.
That's some nice stuff.
Yeah, when you're a summer camp director, even though you're 30 miles from the beach, this is about as close as you get. So
you're 30 miles from the beach? Yeah. I'm like 5 hours. So.
Look at all that hand sanitizer.
Yeah, gotta have hand sanitizer.
Giant container of it.
We should have been investors in the hand sanitizer market.
Oh, seriously, right? Here's a question. For some of the unscented hand sanitizer, why does it have like this weird, not alcohol scent, which would make sense, but almost smells like bad bacon?
Oh, it's awful. I think that's hand sanitizer gone bad.
Oh,
I think.
Fair enough. Yeah. All right, I accept this. So, Jersey Ren Faire crew, y'all are here trying to make amazing outdoor interactive theater as we are starting to finally recover from the year that shall not be named.
Did Shakespeare just say y'all? Did I almost passed out?
Yeah, you can.
You can make up words. It's
valid, yeah.
I accept this. I accept this headcanon that Shakespeare says y'all. All right. So, hey, y'all.
He's trying to appeal. To all parts of America.
I'm trying to appeal to everyone from every region.
Blue states, red states. Let's get it going.
Southern grits-eating states. I had grits this morning, and they are delightful.
Getting attacked right now, guys.
Oh no!
So I was getting scratched on my back, and I'm like, "What the?"
Some serious bad luck just happened.
So, let's just start at the beginning. Last year, the New Jersey Renaissance Festival. I'm sorry, I said festival. New Jersey Renaissance Faire was not able to happen as normal, and you did a digital fair.
That's correct.
Featuring Baron Sir Pistachio.
That was one of our greatest plots ever. Baron Sir Pistachio, because actually my roommate Alex Pritikin realized this squirrel would eat outside our kitchen every day. So we started feeding him, and it became a big deal online. So we decided that he was going to be the central figure of our plot last year. And I think it was probably one of the greatest, stupidest plots we've ever had.
I would accept that as gospel truth, because
I had no hand in that. Nope.
I watched it all the time, and I'm like, this is a thing that's happening. And then Hey, Shakespeare, you want to come be part of it? Yes, I do.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, I think Pistachio worked during quarantine more than any of my other actor friends.
I think he did.
Yeah, all kinds of gigs. He's in that. He's featured on Nat 21 Adventures now.
Yes, he is. I mean, this coming Sunday's episode is featuring him.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I didn't realize he had a career post.
Yeah.
2020 Renaissance Festival.
Yeah, he's the D&D character. His mount is Frank.
Got merchandise.
His mount.
Yeah. Yeah.
The NJ Ren Faire merchandise featuring Baron Sir Pistachio looks so smooth and good. It looks like he is the icon for a college sports team.
Yeah,
he does. I will admit that. I didn't get the whole like plot thing, but I was like, man, the merch looks really good though. Like it looks really, really pretty.
You can still get it too. NJRenFaire.com.
Yeah, where do we? That's where we access it.
Yeah, you can get sweatshirts. We got coffee mugs. Speaking of coffee breaks, yeah, he's got. I think you can even get Sir Pistachio leggings if you want.
Oh my god!
I think so. Yeah,
there are leggings on there. I haven't seen if they were Sir Pistachio.
I don't know if Pistachio
leggings. I've been meaning to get leggings for ages.
Our costumer is also making masks with NJ Ren Faire and Pistachio and like Lords of Adventure. So you can get those. You got to message us separately for those though, because she hand makes them and they're actually really cool masks.
I love every bit of this. To touch on real quick a earlier part of the conversation, Janine Rinker, speaking of Shakespeare using y'all right there, she says, since we've dropped thou for the second personal singular, it only makes sense to pick up y'all for second person plural. So thank you, Janine. Janine is possibly the habitually smartest person to watch this show. So she gives me dinosaur facts. Stuff about grammar. She's adorable.
I know where you got y'all from, though. I know where you got y'all from.
Where I got it, or where we came.
Spend a lot of time with Colt Derringer Lawman.
Hell yeah!
And it's you guys are a great team. Wow.
Oh goodness gracious! We'll get to Colt Derringer Lawman soon enough. But so back into the reason for the season here, New Jersey Ren Faire for 2021. 2020 it was a virtual season. You, TJ, as Roger Awesome, you were hosting the festival with a variety of performers doing their thing.
My co-host Will Passion, Frank Breitweiser, another Lord of Adventure. Excellent.
And now we're moving back out into the physical world. So stop telling me, everyone, about your plans for that. Anyone can stop talking, and I'll just bring you up, give you the solo on the screen.
Well, we are realizing, and this is part of the thing that makes it difficult, is we are going to follow all the guidelines that the state puts out. And the problem we have a little bit is that we don't know exactly what the world's going to look like in May. So I'm sure we'll go a little beyond whatever the general like state guidelines are for things. But it's hard right now. One of the things we have for planning is people want to know answers, and we can't automatically, tell them. And I think Andy dealt with that a lot for the summer camp. This is Ninja, by the way. He's hanging out. So.
Yeah, the cat on the internet makes the internet better. That's just how it works.
A couple things, Shakespeare, is number one, if there's a will, there's a way. As long as we're allowed. If we are allowed to open, we shall. Okay. And, it is likely not going to be any worse than it is now, except that, of course, there won't be a foot of snow outside. It'll be lovely and beautiful in the Shire of Crossford. And so we can assume things like masks and social distancing. These are things that now the world has become accustomed to, right? This is not 2020, the spring of 2020, where everybody was still all freaked out and worried that, they're going to touch something and they'll end up in a hospital. So I think that that people's brains have changed. They're more used to this concept. Now, there will still be people that will likely not come, because we are not going to be providing, beekeeper or astronaut suits upon arrival for those folks. But I think that the bulk of people that I talk to, the bulk of people, the over 1,000 people, who sent their kids to summer camp, like, I think that the silent majority of people are ready to get outside. They're yearning to get outside and be around and feel the energy of people, even if it's 6 feet apart. Okay. And get some entertainment and do things. right? And we have learned that we can do things safe, right? This is an outdoor thing. We're not trying to get everybody into an auditorium. We're getting people onto a 60-acre shire. All right. If anybody can pull this off, we shall. All right. And we saw it, right? Melissa was at PA Ren Faire. It happened. They did it in New Orleans. They're doing it right now in Florida. Right. We've seen it happen. We are not even the canary in the coal mine with this. All right. We're going to take the best practices from our friends and colleagues across the country and apply them.
Yeah. I will say one thing that we're anticipating is that we will probably have limited tickets available. That's been pretty consistent across the board for the state of New Jersey, that they will put limits on how many people can be in an outdoor area at one time. Maybe by the time we get to May, we won't have that issue, but we're right now anticipating that we will. So if you want to come to the festival, buy your tickets now. When you get to the festival on like June 5th, if you haven't bought your tickets, you might be able to buy them in the parking lot, but we can't guarantee that there would be anything available. So it's best if you start buying your stuff now instead of waiting to the last minute to show up and get there.
Right. And like Melissa's insinuating there, you won't be able to go to a ticket booth and buy a hard ticket, right? Yeah. It's all going to be online purchasing.
All right. And for how a lot of that is working, that let me start again. For how all of that works, that also helps the fair itself. And by that, dear people watching, I mean that helps everyone who works at that festival, the owners, the management, the rubbish collectors, the food vendors, the artisans, the performers. When you buy your tickets early, and this is the case not even in pandemic time, but in the before times too, it helps determine if it's going to be a profitable season and if they're going to be able to bring in as many of the great entertainments as they want to, as you want to have there. So buying your tickets as soon as you can also helps determine if the fair will be able to be there for next year as well. So,
I think that you can sort of understand Shakespeare as a thespian author, lover of the arts, and you've decided to make this your career, right? You're not doing this, for riches. Okay, you're doing this for the love of the arts and to live a fulfilling life. We are not running a Renaissance Fair in a pandemic or on the tail end of a pandemic, to be optimistic, to make money on this. We are doing this to put our flag into the ground here and say, hey, we're still going. We're moving forward. Okay. This is sort of going to be a transitioning kind of year. We're hoping that 2022, we're back to relative normal. And this year, we just want to forge forward and have a fair. Like it's a relatively simple thing.
Yeah. Our thing is, we had a really good 2019 season. So we're in a pretty good position. We were for 2020. And because when we don't open, we don't have a giant ton of expenses. So our goal for this year is to get open and hopefully break even and be able to give some work to our vendors and our performers who we can bring in. And have a place for people to get out so that we keep knowing. Like, for example, we're also we're doing a virtual murder mystery, which Mr. Shakespeare is in. And that's on February 25th. The fair itself, like, we're not doing that because it really does much for us, but it gives us the ability to give these people some work. So definitely get your tickets for that to support people like Shakespeare and all of our other great cast, which we have. And if we did it once, and we're going to have a different ending. So if you already saw it, come check it out. But we're trying to provide working opportunities for these actors who've been hit like really hard. I see Meadow Perry in the comments there. She's one of our performers who will be at Jersey for 2021. Thanks for joining us. And everybody who has tickets from 2020, just so you know, you don't need like a fresh 2021 ticket. Melissa's filling some people in. If you guys message her, you can get your 2020 tickets honored for 2021.
Yep. And Melissa, is there a good email address people can send that request off to?
Yeah, so it's my name. You'll see it in the comments. It's Melissa, MELISSA, at njrenfaire.com. And I'm kind of the communication hub for the year. So if you have any questions that you need to have answered, feel free to send them to me. I can't guarantee you that I'll have all of the answers, but I know the people who do, and I will get back to you with whatever I've got. So
Yeah.
All right.
I was talking
Send
to-
your requests about that over there. Go
I
ahead,
was, talking
TJ.
to, I was talking to Melissa the other day, and like for me personally, like I hate office work and trying to organize things, and I can't possibly fathom that anyone would want to do that. So I was talking to Melissa, and I was like, yeah, like my hope is eventually we can find someone to be like the general manager, the office person, because nobody wants to do that. And she's like,
That's me.
I want to do that. She likes doing it. So I opened a martial arts school here in Mount Holly, New Jersey, which is actually where I'm at right now because I have class right after this. So I don't have the brain width. And Andy is a guy who is super busy. And our other partners, John and Phil, have like full-time jobs now. So
And families.
yeah, so we could not do this without Melissa Baker.
Yeah.
Like, make no mistake about that. Like she's awesome part of the team and she loves this. So
I do. This is the thing I've been wanting to do, funny enough, for like 11 years. When I first started doing this in 2011. Yeah, 2011 was my first season, and then worked my way up to music director. And it's just been kind of like, oh, but I want to help. I want to do more. I want to do more. And then finally getting the opportunity to be like, hey guys, what if I was the manager? And they're like, well, but you don't want to do that. And I was like, no, I do. I really, really do. Can you please let me be the manager? I think I know what I'm doing.
Right. Well, there's very few. I mean, for people who are artists like us, okay, and even though I run Liberty Lake, I was a former professional musician. You're in the minority, Melissa, and I think I am too, of being a creative person that is also can be type A when they want to be. Right. Yeah. It's not that many of us out there.
I feel like Shakespeare falls into that category though too.
Yeah, he's surprising.
All of the things that you do, all of that, you have like 8 different things 15. Didn't you count that at one point? 15 different streams that you do in a given week or something crazy?
No, that's the high point. That was the high watermark for one particular week. It was particularly insane. Ordinarily, I do 6 to 7 live streams any given week. Some weeks are obviously busier than others. And then if you count meetings and all of that, planning sessions and just Zoom calls with family sometimes, then we get up there.
Can I chime in just a little also, just to piggyback on what TJ and Melissa were talking about, especially TJ was talking about how, we're doing this fair for, for the merchants and for the actors and all that kind of thing. But, we're also really doing it for the Rennie community. And for someone who completely was oblivious of the Rennie community a dozen years ago, right? When TJ, John, and Phil came walk into my office and said, this would be a great place for a Renaissance fair. And I was like, awesome. What's a Renaissance fair, right? Like to be now aware of the Rennie community and how much it means to them that, for this gathering spot, right? We as humans, we are social people, even the biggest introverts of us. We like to be around our friends, our kind, our like thinkers, right? And there are people who have been coming to the New Jersey Renaissance Fair now for over a decade who really see it in many ways as like a home away from home. And it's like a reunion for these folks to come. And a lot of them don't even know each other's names. They know each other's characters. I mean, it's crazy. But so we're doing it for them too. And we're doing it for their mental health and sanity at this point. Because, I mean, I'm sure all of us know people who live alone, all right? Or who live relatively solitary lives through this pandemic that we're going on. And it's really hard. Mm-hmm. It's really tough for those folks. They're not getting any of that energy, any of those positive vibes, that human melatonin or whatever that you get from people.
Yeah. Well, I think, Andy, one of the reasons why the fair works so good there at Liberty Lake, because I've also been working at Liberty Lake Day Camp during the summer, which is where we hold the fair. Andy is the owner of Liberty Lake. The Ren Fair, I realized, because I'd never known about summer camp. I never did that as a kid. Like, I mean, I knew it existed, but I never got, like you were about the Ren Fair, I didn't really get the whole summer camp thing. And when I started working at Liberty Lake, I realized Renaissance Fair is like so much exactly the same thing for the people who come as summer camp is for those kids. It's their home away from home. You got kids with calendars that they're marking off the days until they get to Liberty Lake. Just like I know we have people who come to fair who are marking off the days until fair season comes.
Oh, that's absolutely true. Yeah. So many of our patrons and patrons that they, on the final day of a fair, especially if they only have one fair that they really go to, on the final day, they will put up Facebook posts.
Yep.
300 some days.
And that's the thing that amazed me so much when I first sat in on the meetings as a staff member at Liberty Lake, how much the speeches that Andy gave were exactly the same as the speeches that I and John Williams and Phil would give to our Ren Faire cast. Like it's the same exact stuff like that he was saying.
Right, because we're building temporary communities, right? Based on like love and relationships. That's what it is.
That is a beautiful way to put it. Building temporary communities built on love and friendship. I love that. Okay, we're putting that on a t-shirt. So I'm talking with Andy Pritikin, Melissa L.E. Baker, and TJ Miller. They're part of the leadership team of the New Jersey Renaissance Faire. It is happening, people, for 2021. I'm not going to touch. Yeah, I'm going to touch wood. All right, there we go.
Thank you.
But this is a thing that's going to happen. It's going to be safe. And one thing that hasn't been mentioned yet in this is it's going to be a bit of a hybrid situation. Yes, we are going to have masks in all likelihood. We're going to be practicing good social distancing, but a bunch of us are also going to have vaccine running through our veins, and that's going to be a huge help to all of us. So it's going to be a good, fun, safe endeavor, and there's going to be a lot going on with it. So let's start talking about some of the fun, crazy entertainments that people will be able to take part in, such as after-hours concerts, people. Oh my gosh. Melissa Baker, take that.
So we have two different after-hours concerts. The first weekend on the first Saturday is the Righteous Blackguards, which I know a lot of people are really excited to see them. This is like their one time a year that they really come out and perform, which is pretty awesome.
Get your tickets soon.
Yes. Yeah. They were already half sold out. So if you want to come to the concert, it's a separate cost. I think it's like $15. And you have to buy a separate ticket in order to go to that concert. It is not included in our VIP passes this year. Also, we have Chase Treasure is having our after hours concert. Normally, we were planning on doing something like we usually do. We're like, oh, we could work with Party, or we could have all of the girls that are nearby come out and do it. And we're like, nope, that's too dangerous. So we're probably just going to have like our own little, I don't know, sleepover party or something crazy.
The 2019 Chase Treasure Slumber Party show, that was particularly fun.
That was so much fun. I have a dragon onesie I wanted to pull out for this year, and it's just not happening.
Oh, well, 2022, that's how we'll do that. So those two after hours concerts, the fair's only 2 weekends this year. Yes. So that's going to be May 29th and 30th, June 5th and 6th. Who are some of the entertainers that you guys are bringing in?
Well, the ever popular Shelley Buttons will be back this year. I believe that Shakespeare guy's coming one weekend.
That guy's.
Yeah, we've talked to. Not sure yet, but Paula Garbanzo might be there. We have our glass blower, who is world renowned and has done props for such movies as Pirates of the Caribbean and The Hobbit. Yeah, crazy stuff.
Swords and Stories?
Yeah, Swords and Stories will be there. They are awesome. You might have seen them do their thing. If you haven't seen them, they are awesome. They're on the joust field, and they do this giant epic battle. And those guys are so excited. Like, I think if I had one adjective to describe them, it would be like excited, because they love doing this. They're still doing it. They're going to be working with our Knights of Crossford.
The Jousters. The Jousters.
Oh, yeah.
Joust will be
Round table
jousting will be there. We will be running Dice Knights Adventures, so you will be able to get your adventure on. If you guys have not done that, it's a game we run right at the front gate where you get a character, and then there's a quest board. It's like your live action in playing Oblivion or Skyrim or something. You go around the Shire and you do quests and you earn experience points, and your character keeps leveling up. So next time you come back, you continue that character. And we have a giant epic raid at the end of the day where we fight some monster together. It's pretty awesome. So there's all kinds of stuff. You guys talk more. I'm going to look at my list.
and there will be whiskey tasting.
Whiskey tastings this year. What?
Have that. Yeah, we have to work out where exactly we're going to have it because usually
That'll
we
be
have
at
it.
the Willows.
Yeah.
Plenty of places. I just want to add that Shakespeare, he was filibustering a little about the safety. It's going to be safe. It's going to be safe, right? He's not just saying that, right? We've seen from the other fairs, and we saw at Liberty Lake Day Camp where we had between 700 and 800 kids a week plus 250 staff. So we had 1,000 people a day over the course of 7 weeks. Okay. Like Monday through Friday, 7 weeks. And we had one positive test of a staff person that was a rapid test that we think was a false positive out of all that. Now, I'm not saying that there wasn't asymptomatic people running around wild, but the fact is that nobody got sick. Okay. And the important thing also to know is that in these kind of situations, these kind of situations are not attracting a bunch of like no masker, reckless people. They're actually attracting people who are really, really careful, but really, really think that this is important and they don't want to screw it up, right? Nobody wants to be, the cause of a problem in these situations. And if they are, we have security and we'll get rid of them in a moment's notice. But I just want to reinforce the fact that we are going to be taking all these different safety steps, but they mean nothing as much as the social responsibility of the patrons and of the actors themselves who are at the fair. And from what we have seen at other fairs and at Liberty Lake Day Camp and at the picnics that I've run, it has not been a problem at all.
Yeah.
I have to simply say here for that, that it is a social responsibility more than anything else that really drives
more than hand
safety.
sanitizer.
Yeah. And by the way, I love hand sanitizer. Except when it's rotten and
like
smells
bacon.
like bacon.
Good question.
What's with
Make your
that?
hands smell drunk.
Great question from Michelle
Get
Blue.
rid of it at that point.
Yeah.
All right,
So,
buddy,
Michelle Blewett,
so-
will we be enforcing masks
Yes.
at New Jersey Ren Faire?
And our partner John Williams had a great idea about this. He said, "Look, why don't we take the whole mask thing and not have it be some kind of negative? So the theme this year is it's the Duke's Masquerade Ball.
It's a masquerade ball, everybody.
So wear your best.
Right? If you're not wearing a mask, you're out of place.
Yes. Some other entertainment we got. We have Meadow Perry, the Bubble Magician, who's actually this year going to be doing her full show for the first time at our fair.
Woohoo!
Huzzah, Meadow. I love her show.
She's great. She's here actually in the comments. I always never know which way to point on these things. Comments.
Yeah, no, you are correct. You are correct. And there she is. Ooh.
Yeah. Greg Ramsey will be back doing his Woo show. Some
Ooh.
kind of socially distanced fashion. I also have a lot for those of you who know our good friend Vince Conaway. I've been wanting him to get at our show for a very long time. He is a hammered dulcimer player, and I told him that I feel like there are
Give me good news. Give me good
there are
news.
certain people who like take art to a different level, like this Da Vinci level, and I've met a couple of them in my life. My friend Bethany Tussing, she does like bone and antler carving. She is one of those people. I knew a stone carver once named Micah who like his art just on a different level. And Vince Conaway is one of those Da Vinci level people to me. Like, and that might be, but him playing the hammered dulcimer is spectacular. So
And we're telling people he's showing up, right? That's why we're saying this.
Yeah, he's coming. He's coming.
I couldn't quite tell if you were saying, "Oh yeah, we got Vince Conway," or if this is like, "Vince, we know you're watching."
No.
He's pressure on him.
He's excited. He's not one of those people that I've booked in the past and just didn't show up. Like he's actually booked now, and he's super professional, so he'll actually be there. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Our buddy Andrew McKee, who is the Irish Bard, he's going to be doing street music as well. Supposedly. So yeah. I'm sure.
You're putting together a fantastic lineup.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, it's
And
really
also, let's just say that because we're doing the pre-sale of the tickets, the more tickets that we sell prior to fair, the more talent we'll be allowed to bring in. Right? Can you say that, TJ? When
I would say
you're
that's probably true.
yeah, it's probably true.
I think the
I'll say it absolutely is true.
back. I think some good music to fill out the thing, but yeah, we're gonna have some awesome talent.
Mhm.
All right. Question from Adam Bly in the comments. Is Pirate Weekend going to be happening?
I don't know if we have themes. I know we're gonna have I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a Celtic weekend still, but I don't know if we've talked about themes at all yet.
Yeah, I don't know that we're going to be able to really facilitate that as much as we usually do, just because it's only 2 weekends. I know that one thing that we're talking about that we have to secure yet is we're still going to have a deaf day. It might not be a whole deaf weekend, but we will have a deaf and I believe it's deaf and hard of hearing. I always get that wrong. we will have interpreters that will be on site to interpret the show and make it much more accessible to people. So as soon as we find out what day that's going to be, we will let the entire community know so that everyone can show up and see the shows that they don't normally get to see interpreted by people who can actually translate the show for them, which is pretty cool.
I thought you said Death Day at first, and I was thinking, well, that would be cool. We had the Grim Reaper at the
That's mean. That's like too.
I have to make the request.
Plague weekend. We did talk about that last year. If we were going to run last year, the theme was going to be the plague.
Oh, and just so you know, all pirates are always welcome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can have pirates there. Pirates are cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shakespeare.
Well, that was a funny thing. When we
Yeah.
first started the New Jersey Renaissance Fair, and we built the fan page, the Facebook fan page, which now has how many, like 7,000 fans or whatever, right?
Yeah.
13,000, dude.
Yeah, so 13,000. So like within the first month that we had it out there, we had 1,000 fans, right? And I went clicking through it. And again, this is like the Ren Faire neophyte, right? Who's just like getting into the squirrel. And I'm clicking through it to see who these people are. And I am going to say that about 2/3 of them had some kind of Jack Sparrow thing going on. As I was clicking through them.
That's accurate.
Holy mackerel. Now, granted, it was 12 years ago. Okay, Jack Sparrow was a lot bigger at the time.
I feel like
there's always an aspect of a pirate thing going on.
I feel like pirate is the easiest and most accessible costume because you can probably just I'm going to put on like pants and have I have a spare piece of fabric I can wear as a belt, and now I can have like a shirt and I'll
bandana
halfway out. Yeah. It's an easy costume to put together. And then the further you get into Ren Faire culture, the more you're like, well, now I'm going to invest $1,000 and make a nobleman's outfit. Like you start at the pirate and you work your way up through everything else.
You're not wrong. You're certainly not wrong. So New Jersey Renaissance Fair is going to be safe, and again, as Andy says, it's not just because Shakespeare is over here filibustering, and the filibuster might be ending, so I gotta get it in right now as I can. But it's really genuinely going to be a delightful time. And if you're watching the show, you are likely interested in going. So get your tickets at njrenfaire.com. Dates of the show are going to be May 29, 30, June 5 and 6. Buy your tickets at njrenfaire.com. And let's talk real quick, TJ Miller, about the murder at Cloudhaven, a virtual murder mystery.
Yeah, it was a great time. We tried to figure out how to do a murder mystery without having the restaurant and the dinner, and I think we did a spectacular job. People such as Mr. William Shakespeare are in it. Paulo Garbanzo is the victim, so if you like seeing Paulo Garbanzo die, which we all do.
We call him a victim? I'd say he's a bad guy.
Colt Derringer Lawman will be there solving the case with the help of all of our guests, and it is a different ending. So if you saw it the first time, please join us. Help us support these actors. Get your tickets now. If we don't have enough tickets the week of the show, I get real scared, and then we cancel the show. So make sure you get your tickets ahead of time. Don't do that. I'm going to buy them at the last minute thing because we have to see that it's going to be worth people's time to do it. Because
So just like with the fair, buy your tickets early. Mm-hmm. So go do that. That is going to be 3 weeks from tomorrow. So that is
also
crazy and fun.
I have a podcast called The Path of Action, and we're going to have Mr. William Shakespeare here on as a guest soon. We haven't worked out exactly the dates. It's called The Path of Action. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, and Anchor.fm is where we're housed. But so we're going to get Shakespeare on there. We talk. My friend from high school, Mike, and I. We talk philosophy, and we drink whiskey, and all that kind of stuff.
Sounds fun.
Sounds a lot.
Great time.
Sounds a lot of fun. And also, while we are pimping ourselves out, Melissa, let's talk about your Patreon real quick and everything you do over there.
Yeah, I have a Patreon called The Quill and the Quote. So I'm the Quill. I am the writer. I write a lot of short stories that are sci-fi or horror or like dark romance. And then my husband, Tom, is a professional voiceover actor, and he will read all of the stories. So we get, if you're part of our Patreon, even at the $5 lowest level, you get all of those stories plus audio recordings of them, which is real cool.
Fantastic. And Andy, give us a quick pitch for Liberty Lake Day Camp.
Well, because we were the only area camp that opened last summer, we got a lot of refugees from other camps that ended up staying with us. And, our enrollment is off the charts right now for the summer camp. And our return rate from our staff is also higher than it's ever been. So we're anticipating a great summer camp season. We're just hoping that we can get our picnic business back, and all the events and the charity things that we used to do at Liberty Lake. Those are starting to trickle in. And what we're seeing is, like I've said, people want to do things outdoors, right? We're going to host a giant Passover Seder, an Easter barbecue. We're going to, we have PTA fundraisers doing bingo things outdoors. We have all the people whose weddings have been postponed at the indoor, ridiculous amount of money places. They're now shifting to outdoor places like ours. So we are seeing the trend that people want to be. They want to be around people. They want to do things. They want to do it safe and outside. And, the Shire of Crawford, AKA Liberty Lake, happens to be a relatively perfect venue, especially considering the road systems that we have our own exit off an interstate.
Yeah, you do. Well, my guests this morning have been TJ Miller, Andy Pritikin, Melissa L.E. Baker from the New Jersey Renaissance Faire. I want you to go get your tickets online at njrenfaire.com. Show dates.
One more thing?
Oh, please do.
Yeah, because I actually got to go. I got a kid waiting, but I do online.
Yeah, I was about to end it, but that's cool.
So if anybody's interested in getting in shape safely online, if you go to facebook.com/actionjkd or actionjkd.com. Again, I do classes online. We're also open in Mount Holly, New Jersey for limited classes. Right now I'm keeping the sizes 4 people at a time. So definitely come check it out. Get in shape. I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, cardio kickboxing at 8 a.m. on Facebook. So you can get involved in that. And it's #BestValueInFitness. So come get your workout on. Learn to defend yourself.
Go do it. And
Thank you to all these people who tuned in here. I see.
Thank you, guys.
Right? I see Dan Wenzel. What's up, buddy?
I love that guy.
Yeah. I see some great longtime friends here. So really appreciate Jeff Ming. What's up?
Chase
all the
Treasure
ladies.
Yeah. I know the door. Tell your mom I said hi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We love you guys. We miss you. We can't wait to see you in person again.
So, friends, thank you so much for watching the show today. If you've enjoyed the show half as much as I enjoy making it, I obviously enjoy it twice as much as you do. And that's called maths. And whatever you feel the show is worth, a 1, a 5, a 10. For a 50, I will come and sing I Am the Very Model of a Model Major General in your front drive. I will throw it into my hat. And by hat, I mean buy me a cup of coffee. Go to coffee.com/Shakespeare. That's ko-fi.com/Shakespeare and buy me a cuppa. Or you can become a Patreon of the arts and go to my Patreon, patreon.com/Shakespeare, and pledge whatever you'd like, from $3 up to $30. Right now, money's tight for so many of us. All of the tiers get the exact same rewards, which include coming up this Friday night, going to Shakespeare's Friday Night Concert Series, featuring Drunk and Disorderly this week. It is the kickoff event to my Friday Night Concert Series. Tickets are only $5. The shows will be on Zoom. Doors open at 7:30, and the show starts at 8, and then we're going to be doing a hangout after the show. It's going to be a lot of good fun. That is this Friday night. Other shows coming up this week. Tomorrow morning, Writing Sonnets with Shakespeare. You, the audience, me, your friendly neighborhood Shakespeare, write a sonnet together. That's in this time slot, 10:35 a.m. Friday morning at 10:35, join Andrew McKee, the Irish Bard, who will be at the New Jersey Renaissance Faire this year, and myself over on Life's Affair for the watch party of Shakespeare Reviews, the movie review show we do every Friday. This week, I believe we're talking about Romeo and Juliet. And then, of course, join me for Shakespeare's Shakespeare's Shameless Self-Promotion Happy Hour, 5:35 p.m. this Friday night. Drunk and Disorderly is going to be the musical guest to kick things off for the concert that starts at 8 o'clock. So much good stuff happening, and just go do all of the things. So basically that's it. I love you, you love me. There is mutual glorious affection. Once again to all my guests, thank you so very much, and we will see you at the fair. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Shakespeare.
Thanks, Shakespeare. Thank you, everybody.